we got a film for you. And I said, what the fuck are you calling me at 5 o'clock in the morning saying something like that? And I hung the phone up on him. And then it rang again. And I said, okay, this may be serious. And that's the way I met Ruggiero.
And your first film?
They flew me to Italy, and I did the film.
Okay, and so the film is House on the Edge of the Park.
House on the Edge of the Park, yeah.
So where do you position that, you know, within that trilogy of Last House, Hitchhike, and House? I mean, clearly it's the final film, but I mean, you know, what's the evolution of the character? Because there is a thread, isn't there, between crew?
Of course, of course. Well, it's a giallo, and as such, I mean, you gotta, and this is kind of a, I mean, I'm kind of contradicting myself here, but then I think that Pasquale and Hitchhike, I mean, he was a special kind of a person, Italian director. So I wouldn't include him in that group. But for the most part, Italians don't take themselves that seriously when they make films. They take making films very seriously, but they don't take themselves seriously. And I think that's what comes out in House on the Edge. And there's a little bit, there's this kind of a humoresque line that goes through it all the time. And you know, it's have your makeup on right, and wear the right clothes, and do this, and do, you know, it's like, it's wonderful. It's wonderful because when you go, you know, people have been complaining about Italy. Well, Italy's broke. Well, you couldn't prove that by me, because every time I go to Italy, everybody has a new suit, new pair of shoes. The restaurants are full. They have new cars. So how the fuck can they be broke? You know, and that basically is the way I feel about that film.
You're clearly very fond of you know, your experience in Italian filmmaking, which, you know, we would argue is your finest period in filmmaking.
Don't you dare argue that.
You know, later on you came back to the US and you worked with Wes Craven again, who potentially wasn't the guy that directed Last House on the Left. We've heard you say that in the past.
You're talking about Swamp Thing.
So yes, Swamp Thing. Yeah, what's that? 1982, and you know, you're back with Wes Craven.
And
how did that work out?
That was a well, you know, I think we were all guns for hire on that film, and it was fun. I've kept in touch with Adrian over the years. We see each other. We, you know, we're not close or close, but we, you know, we're friends. That was hard work. That was hard work. We worked in a swamp filled with crocodiles and snakes. It was half. They drained it because it was off season, and I got chased by a croc. I never swam so fast in my life. You don't see that on the film, but that does exist. It was they went over budget.
Yeah,
because I don't know that they really were able to project as to how difficult to make that film it would be. We did a lot of. We weren't able to finish it down in North Carolina, but we did finish it up outside of Los Angeles.
So here's a film that, you know, a lot of money is thrown at. And if we rewind back and we go to your directorial debut, which is a movie made in 10 days for $70,000. This is an incredibly lean movie that sets the wheels in motion for a whole heap of seasonal slasher movies.
Yeah, that was the first, wasn't it?
This movie does not get enough respect, you know, and regardless of who's directing this is the first of its kind. How was it, you know, making a movie for the first time? And I guess the question on the back of your Italian experiences is, you know, did you consider yourself a European filmmaker or an American filmmaker whilst making To All a Good Night?
I would have to say, in that respect, a European filmmaker. I've never considered myself American, so to speak. I'm, you know,